right, it's time to put on your red swimsuits because we're running back into the sunny shores of California, diving into the docuseries that's taking us behind the scenes of one of the biggest shows of the 90s, Baywatch.
It was a wild time, and I was a wild chick.
Everyone tuned in to watch the show because you knew you were going to see someone sexy.
Baywatch was a whirlwind of epic highs and bitter lows.
It was a lot of pressure.
They had to wear next to nothing.
You want me to wear this? What?
They just wanted to put you under a microscope and see where your flaws are.
Everybody was disposable, and if you didn't fit into their brand, you were gone.
Wow.
Wow, and we are pleased to say the director of the series, Matthew Felker, along with actors Jason Simmons and Alexandra Paul, join us live from the US. Guys, thank you all so much for giving us some time today. Matthew, we'll go to you first. Was it difficult? Was it hard to wrangle all of these actors to be a part of this show? What was the process?
Difficult's an understatement. It took me 5 years. We started 2019 before the pandemic. So, yeah, it was difficult is a nice way of putting it.
Jason, good to speak to you, brother. Your character was pushed as the womanizing Aussie, but behind the scenes, things were a bit different for you, weren't they?
Well, yes, I'm a very nice person, thank you. Very nice, very sweet. Thank you. No, I was very shy, and through my acting, I got to channel a lot of my anxiety and everything from being a kid, going to Tasmania, growing up, and coming to LA and then being thrust onto this stage where it just too much too soon. And Alexandra, she stepped in as my best friend and still my best friend. Wow. And guided me through that situation.
I mean, that's amazing to hear because it sounds like it was, not just for you, for quite a few people, a really challenging time on set for a number of reasons. Alexandra, tell us about how you stepped in for Jason. How were you able to support him through that time?
Well, it was the 90s, and being a gay actor in the 90s, especially a leading man actor, was not accepted at all. And Jason was playing a Lothario, a very straight man on the show, which just shows you what a good actor he is. But it was important that we not let the press, who were on us all the time, know this secret because it could have really affected his career. So Jason and I became a couple of sorts. We were really good friends and we hung out a lot. We were very affectionate. We just let the press think what they thought.
And you wanted to kiss me all the time.
I did. And I
did.
still
I
do.
Jason. You took advantage of that, didn't you? Yes, you did.
Jason, we'll do all the interviewing here, please, mate. Hey, Matthew, let me bring you back in on this because when you're doing a docuseries like this and people want to dive into these shows, this is the biggest show in the world for a long, long time. #1 right around the world in every country. So when you're telling these stories, how did you ensure that they're told with honesty and grace and not just being a scandalous docu-series?
Well, to be honest with you, I think a lot of the cast was concerned in the beginning because that's sort of what has happened to them since the beginning of time. They're sort of were taken advantage of by the media. And I kind of had to prove myself with them. And fortunately, the pandemic did slow down production. And I got to know a lot of the cast really well. And Jason obviously was not comfortable at first giving his story. And I think I spent a couple of years with Jason. I mean, he'd have dinners, we'd hang out, we'd have talks. And, I really walked the whole cast through sort of what their arc was going to be, just so they were comfortable with it. And I think when you allow the actors to really tell the story, you get an honest story. When you're trying to manipulate and create things that aren't there, it just doesn't seem natural. It doesn't seem very real. And I think the actors started to feel comfortable, and I kind of positioned it like, hey guys, this is a 30-year-old show. This is your chance to sort of cement your legacy. And I don't think anyone's going to do this again. I mean, this is going to be the bookend of this series, especially with the amount of money and time we spent on it. And I think they did trust me, and I think we got really great, honest interviews out of them. And I think all the actors were very pleased with the product as well, which you don't really get when you do something with 35 different actors. You always have someone that doesn't like it or has something to say. And I haven't had any of the actors disappointed in the product.
Obviously, a credit to the work that you've done. Alexandra, you know, we all grew up loving this show and we all accepted it, I think, in the 90s for the fantasy that it portrayed in a way. But it's always interesting when you put a 2024 lens on something from the 90s, right? And you look at these images that we're seeing, all the TNA, to, you know, use a television term, the high-cut briefs, the swimsuits and the slow-mos and all of that. Was that ever uncomfortable for you or the other women on set, or was it fun? Was it something you leaned into? What was the feel back then?
Well, I personally was very comfortable being in a bathing suit. So it was, and I wasn't used for the TNA, didn't have that body type. I was cast because I was a very good swimmer and I had been a lifeguard. So yeah, I didn't experience that. I think we were perfectly comfortable with it because if you think about it, in the 90s, most television shows didn't really give women very strong roles, especially movies. You're always just the girlfriend. But in Baywatch, the female actors did as many rescues, drove as many boats, dove off high things, and you know, ran out of burning buildings and things. We did just the same as the men. And that, I think, is a very empowering thing that people love to gloss over. We were in bathing suits because we were lifeguards on the beach.
Yeah. Well, Jason, you know, obviously this show, and it's so refreshing to hear the friendship that you had with Alexandra and how that helped you through this and helped you deal with a lot of your backstory. How do you feel today when you spend time with your fellow peers, the Baywatch cast?
Yeah.
You know, what feelings come up, or is there a sense of closure for you? Do you feel comfortable with them?
I would say not closure. I would say they're stuck with me now. It's like they really became family. And because I left home, I got to LA when I was 20. So they sort of became my surrogate family and really protected me. And I felt like I wanted to protect them. And it was just at a time where being stalked and, you know, I'm followed around it was just so odd for me. It was so dangerous and so not what I signed up for. So they really helped me out, and I hope I got to help them out. And I'm just beginning. I'm just having so much fun. It's just like crazy.
It's good to see Baywatch is still a little part of your life behind you there, clinging to the trees.
Yeah, in the tree. And I've got my sweet little Vegemite if I get stressed.
That a boy.
Perfect. Hey guys, congratulations on this, and thank you so much for giving us some time. You're a part of something that's truly iconic, so we have such interest in this, and we're really grateful for you giving us some time today and sharing it with us. Thank you.
Thanks, team.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you all.
Thank you, guys.
And you can catch After Baywatch Moment in the Sun on Disney Plus now. Coming up on...
Hey there, Today fans. Sarah and...
What's my name again?
Oh my goodness, Carl.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel, though. Subscribe now for more news, special reports, and amazing Aussie stories.
And Carl misbehaving,
Whoa,
of course.
that never happens.
Always happens.
What's she talking about?
Always happens.